We have officially streamed the start, okay? We have
Oh, me?
officially, you have officially started the live stream. So you guys will
Okay.
have no more freedom. You guys are trapped.
No!
No! Oh my god!
Especially you, Smith.
No!
No, why? How come you trapped me? And whoever this other guy is. I'm kidding. Leo Devener. That's your username.
What's your profile?
Yeah. I changed my profile because it's Christmas time.
Oh.
But exactly not yet. It's not yet. Oh, me? It's
Here,
Christmas
hold on,
time.
Goldfish. It's sending the video. I'm sending the video right now on WhatsApp.
That's a big touching story.
I just sent it.
I think I know what we're gonna be doing today.
I just sent you the video.
Guys, I know exactly what we're doing today.
What is this? No.
Wait, no. 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 No.
No.
No.
I was chilling until my friend
Harry
Balzax is telling me about his new girlfriend. At first, I didn't believe him until I saw her.
Oh my god!
She was ugly, kinda just like him, Lobo. A few years passed and I realized Balzax's girlfriend was actually his sister that he never met before. So after he realized this, Bozak started crying for like days, which was pretty funny, but after a few days he posted on his Instagram depressed bits. Apparently a few weeks ago, he just got married to another girl named Becca Bebak, who never knew who Biz Balzac.
Now I'm gonna disable my sound.
That was kind of mid. Let's go see if we can find another one.
Look, I will no longer hear or see my eyes again with saying this word. Abracadabra.
Double shift means extra stress sweat. You need Secret Clinical. It gives you 3 times sweat protection. Oh, I need that stat.
I am so lucky. I have to go shower.
You don't have to go shower now.
I have to. My parents are forcing me.
Then get out of here. Ugh. Oh no.
Hello! Fuck off! No, yes, no way. Hello, I want to start. Stop. Today we're gonna react.
Riggy dressed as Rosalina?
Like abracadabra.
This is the most emotionally conflicted I've ever been in my life. Hey, my name is Dano, and I made a mistake. Basically, about 2 years ago, I opened up a subreddit called DanoCal Submissions, and it was going to be so that people could send me memes and questions and things for me to react to in videos. And then I didn't make the videos. Listen, there was Toon Turf and main channel stuff and yada 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 and streams, and anyway, now I've finally gotten
This whole place to myself. Don't ask.
around to it, but it's been 2 years. I've only checked in every once in a while, and every time that I have checked in, it's been terrible. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sort by the top of all time and just...
No. I gotta... Where is incognito mode? Don't forget, we don't need incognito mode. Now to wait patiently.
Creating custom clothing labels with TapStitch is easy. Go to your branding tab, choose your label size and background, upload your artwork, submit for review, and done.
My wife ignored my messages all day. At 11 p.m., she finally came home and smirked. You know what happened? I had a one-night stand with my boss and I'd do it again. I just nodded and finished my meal in silence. The next morning, when she woke up expecting coffee in bed, she got, you ever have one of those nights where your gut just knows something's off? Yeah, that was me sitting in my dimly lit kitchen at 10:58 p.m. poking at a plate of leftover fried rice like it had personally offended me. The clock above the stove ticked loud enough to double as a soundtrack for bad decisions. 11 hits and right on cue, I hear the front door open. Her heels started clicking down the hallway like an impatient metronome. Each step timed perfectly to announce, brace yourself. I'm about to ruin your week. She walked in like a movie villain who'd already practiced her monologue in the car. Same beige trench coat she always wore when she wanted to look important. The irony, it was the same one she wore the night she promised we'd always be honest with each other. Spoiler alert, she lied. Her eyes didn't even meet mine. They hovered somewhere above my head like I was furniture or worse, a subscription she'd been meaning to cancel. She tossed her purse on the counter, sighed dramatically, and I knew something theatrical was coming. Then came the smirk, the kind of half smile that should come with a warning label. You know what happened tonight? She said, her tone sharp, casual, cruel, like she was about to tell me my favorite show got canceled. I didn't answer, mostly because I was chewing, and because I wasn't sure which version of her I was dealing with, the drunk one, the guilt-ridden one, or the one who thought emotional warfare was foreplay. I had a one-night stand with my boss, she said like she was reciting the weather and I'd do it again. You could have dropped a feather in that kitchen and heard it echo. But me, I didn't do the whole dramatic fork drop thing like you see in movies. I didn't yell, throw plates, or faint into a conveniently placed couch. Nope. I just chewed my rice slowly like a monk meditating through a crisis. Each bite was a mix of soy sauce, betrayal, and the faint taste of my sanity trying to exit my body. Somewhere between bites 3 and 4, I swear I heard my dignity pack a suitcase. The thing is, when you've been married long enough, you learn to spot the exact second your relationship flatlines. Mine died somewhere between one night stand and I'd do it again. I didn't even flinch. I just looked at her, really looked at her, and nodded once. Not a dramatic nod. A small polite one. The kind that says, copy that. Message received. Enjoy the flames, sweetheart. It's the international sign for, oh, you messed up, but I'm too calm to make this fun for you. Apparently, she mistook that nod for weakness. Cute. She leaned back, crossed her arms, and smirked wider like she'd just won a prize for most honest villain of the year. You're not going to say anything? She asked, genuinely disappointed, as if she wanted a performance. Like I was supposed to give her the kind of meltdown that makes for good gossip later. Sorry, Belinda. Wrong audience. I was done auditioning for roles in your soap opera. I swallowed, took a sip of water, and said, congratulations. Just one word. The silence that followed, oh, it was delicious. You could almost hear her brain short-circuiting. She blinked a few times like she was trying to process whether I was being serious. I wasn't smiling, but I wasn't angry either. Just calm, which, trust me, scared her more. Calm men are dangerous. They're the ones who start planning. Her jaw tightened. You're not going to fight for me? She said, her voice shaky, confused, maybe even a little scared, like she'd expected fireworks and got a spreadsheet instead. Fight for what, Belinda? I asked, my tone even. You're moving in with your boss and pregnant with his child, not joining a pottery class. That landed like a punch she didn't see coming. Her mouth opened, but no words came out. The silence stretched long enough to make both of us uncomfortable. Then she grabbed her phone, muttered something about needing space, and stomped off toward the bedroom. I didn't follow her, didn't beg, didn't ask questions. Instead, I sat there watching the condensation trail down my water glass like it had all the answers I needed. My brain was running faster than a caffeine-fueled accountant during tax season. I was angry, sure, but under that anger was something sharper. Focus. I looked at the leftover rice, then at the woman disappearing down the hall. And I swear I felt this strange sense of peace, like, yeah, this is it. The plot twist my therapist warned me about. And in that moment, as the door to our bedroom slammed, I mentally opened a brand new Excel sheet in my head and titled it Operation by Belinda. Column A, Assets. Column B, Passwords. Column C, Exit Strategy. I even gave it a color-coded format because if I was going to dismantle a marriage, I wanted it to look organized. I sat back, exhaled, and smiled. A real one this time. Not because I was happy, but because I knew something she didn't. Calm wasn't weakness. It was precision. She thought she'd just detonated a bomb. She didn't realize I was the guy who built the fallout shelter. She came back out a few minutes later, hair tied up, face freshly washed, wearing one of my t-shirts like she was auditioning for sympathy. "You're not saying anything," she muttered, almost defensive. "You don't even care." I shrugged. "Care is expensive. I'm saving mine for someone who deserves it." Her eyes narrowed. "You're unbelievable." "Funny," I said, standing up and collecting my plate. "That's what your boss probably said, too." That one hit. She huffed, stomped past me again, and slammed the bedroom door again. I rinsed my plate, loaded the dishwasher, and actually laughed. A real laugh, the kind that comes when you've hit the point of no return, and suddenly feel lighter. Because honestly, what else is left to lose? I poured myself a drink, turned on the TV, and flipped through channels until I landed on one of those late-night infomercials about self-improvement. Some shiny teeth guy in a suit was saying, "Your life can change in one decision." I raised my glass to the screen and said, "Cheers to that, buddy." Around midnight, I heard her crying through the door. Not loud sobs, just that quiet, muffled kind that sounds like guilt trying to negotiate with pride. I didn't go in. I'd done that before. Comforted, consoled, believed. Not this time. That chapter was over. And for once, I was going to let the silence do the talking. I went to my desk, opened my laptop, and actually created that Excel sheet for real. Yeah, I'm that guy. Heartbroken, but efficient. I started listing every shared account, every asset, every subscription, Netflix, Spotify, the damn Costco card. If she was walking out, she wasn't walking out with the perks. By the time I was done, I'd mapped out a 12-step plan to reclaim my peace of mind and most of my furniture. It was therapeutic, like journaling, but with more formulas. At one point, I paused, staring at our wedding photo framed on the bookshelf. We looked happy, two idiots grinning at a future that apparently came with fine print. I walked over, picked it up, and set it face down. Not out of anger, just closure. That version of us didn't exist anymore. And honestly, good riddance. The house was quiet. Too quiet. I missed the days when quiet meant peace, not aftermath. But then, somewhere between the hum of the refrigerator and the ticking of that damn wall clock, something in me settled. The ache didn't vanish, but it stopped screaming. That's when I realized maybe this wasn't the end of my life. Maybe it was the start of my rebranding arc. I sat on the couch. Milo the dog, my only reliable roommate, jumped up beside me, his head tilting like he was asking, "We good, man?" I scratched behind his ears and said, "Better than ever, buddy. We're downsizing drama." He wagged his tail, which I took as emotional support. The next morning, I'd probably have to face her again. Pretend to coexist while pretending not to see her texts from Mr. Bossman. But tonight, I let myself breathe. I'd survived the confession. The bomb went off and I was still standing barefoot, bruised ego, but standing. As I turned off the lights, and headed to bed on the couch, obviously, I muttered to myself, "You did good, man." Because sometimes surviving is enough. I pulled a blanket over myself, stared at the ceiling, and smiled one last time. Not because of her, because of what she'd just given me. Clarity, motivation, and the rarest gift of all, a clean break disguised as betrayal. And right before sleep took over, I thought about how tomorrow would go. She'd probably wake up pretending nothing happened. Maybe she'd make coffee. Maybe she'd try to act normal. But I knew better. The moment she confessed, she set off a countdown she didn't even know existed. Day 1 of Operation Bye Bye Belinda had officially begun. And damn, it was going to be beautiful. Morning sunlight used to mean something peaceful. Fresh starts, new chances, the smell of coffee, the illusion that life wasn't a complete circus. Not today. The sunlight crawling through my blinds felt judgmental, like even nature was in on the gossip. I woke up on the couch, neck sore, dignity bruised, and the faint echo of last night's. I slept with my boss still buzzing like a mosquito in my skull. You know what's funny? Betrayal doesn't wake you up with a slap. It wakes you up with clarity and a cramp. I rolled over, groaned, and checked the clock. 7:13 a.m. I had exactly 47 minutes before she emerged from the bedroom, pretending life was normal. So, I did what any emotionally stable, freshly betrayed husband would do. I made coffee strong enough to file for divorce on its own. The sound of the coffee maker sputtering filled the kitchen. That smell, normally my favorite, hit different. This wasn't comfort. This was caffeine for war. I stood there in my boxers and an old t-shirt that said, World's okayest husband. The irony stung and then I heard it. Her voice, that familiar, casual tone like she hadn't detonated my evening 12 hours earlier. Coffee, please, she called out, stretching her syllables like I was her personal barista in this emotional Starbucks we apparently lived in. Usually, I'd bring it to her with foam art, maybe a dumb heart shape on top, because I used to believe in trying. I'd even drop a kiss on her forehead like an idiot who thought loyalty was a team sport. Not today. Today, I stood in the doorway sipping my own cup, smiling like a man who'd just discovered the Wi-Fi password to freedom. She looked at me from the bed, hair messy, face unbothered, like betrayal was part of her skincare routine. Skincare routine.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 4.
My wife ignored my messages all. Usually, I'd bring it to her with foam art, maybe a dumb heart shape on top, because I used to believe in trying. I'd even drop a kiss on her forehead like an idiot who thought loyalty was a team sport. Not today. Today, I stood in the doorway sipping my own cup, smiling like a man who'd just discovered the Wi-Fi password to freedom. She looked at me from the bed, hair messy, face unbothered, like betrayal was part of her skincare routine. Coffee? She asked again, impatient. Oh, I said, tilting my head. You mean the one-night stand special? Comes black, bitter, and served cold. The way her eyes blinked once, twice, confusion blooming like a bad rash was pure art. She actually had the nerve to look offended. What's that supposed to mean? I took another slow sip because timing matters in these things. I think you know, Belinda, unless amnesia was part of the pillow talk, she frowned, sitting up, clutching the blanket like it could hide her shame. You're still mad about last night? I raised an eyebrow. Still, you confessed to cheating, bragged you'd do it again, and went to bed like you just finished reading a bedtime story. So, yeah, still might be understating it, she huffed, brushing her hair back. I was drunk, right? I said, nodding. Because tequila makes you honest, not creative. You didn't invent that story. You just lost the ability to filter it. For a second, she looked guilty. Then, like clockwork came the deflection. You've been distant lately, always working. You made me feel neglected. Ah, there it was. The classic villain monologue. You made me cheat. I almost clapped. I'm sorry, I said, voice dripping with sarcasm. I didn't realize loyalty was something you canceled when the Wi-Fi got slow. She glared, but I didn't stop. You felt neglected, so your solution sarcasm. Was to play Twister with your boss. Genius. What's next? Rob a bank because you felt underpaid? She rolled her eyes. You're being childish. Childish? I laughed. No, childish is eating cookies before dinner. I'm being factual. I walked over to the counter, poured her a cup of coffee, black, no sugar, and carried it back, setting it down with a smile so polite it should have been illegal. Here, I said, your morning dose of consequences. She stared at the cup like it might bite her. What's your problem, Belinda? I said, leaning on the door frame.
Round is almost over. I don't need a medikit. All I'm asking for. I'm out of my only making myself 33. Wait a second. I hate this game. He just straight up left.